All right, all right, all right, all right. Shalom, shalom, and shalom, Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And you know what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this devil platform with another message. And I will say this is a lovely evening in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and I will rest therein. I got to do something. I got to open up this door to bring more light. I'm thinking I'm going to use that light. I'm hoping. Yeah, I like that light better than the one I have up here, which when it began to get dark outside, then I pull this one up. But I don't even know if you can hear me. I got the headphones. Uh, yes, I had to open the door here so I can gain some of that sunlight. I'm coming with a message. Yah has made it plainly, plainly, plainly seen. Yah has made it plainly seen, plainly seen. Let me tell you something. I realized today that since I've been on here, I've always said that I've been taught from the level of the wilderness. That's where I attend school, is in the wilderness. And what I learned today was the wilderness is a place where the Ruach teaches me from within, just between him and I, and how he schooled me from within. And it's a place where there's much being said without books, paper, pens, and mouths, people, male and female. It's just between him and I. And I say to you all, and I've said in time past, I'm taught from the wilderness level, because I know that it's like almost a private area. Or it's not that I'm special. No, not in that way. But it's a way that I can say my experience with being taught by the Ruach is in a place called the wilderness. Okay. Today I learned that when something came up on me today and I was reading it and it just started showing me these things, I said, but wait a minute. Here it is, but you breaking it down. And I've heard it before, but it's like he's clamming on top of things. It's like he's fulfilling things. You know how it says in the end days or the last days, knowledge shall increase. That's what it feels like. It feels like he's standing on the top of something that he already have revealed or he have shown or taught, but he's standing on the top of it so that one can get the fullness, because things are finished. So he just putting this here in you, the fullness of what things was meaning all the time, or what it was consist of all the time. And I'm like saying, okay, but I know about this, but where he took me is deeper. And I'm like saying, but it leads up to so many things. So Sister Deborah is going to come to you from the Gospel of John, chapter 4. And that's where I'm coming. I'm coming to you with the Gospel of John, chapter 4. Now, in this chapter, it has so many powerful mysteries sitting right there, plainly seen. And I'm like saying, but I knew it, but it's like he's teaching you something on top of it that you didn't know, because the way he taught me away from the book. You get what I'm saying? The words. And what he's doing now, he's showing me even more, okay? To where people just, I would say, they can't see it. They can't hear it. That's what I would say. But when he was teaching me it today, I'm like, it's plainly seen. So there are people who cannot see, and cannot hear, but there are those who can see it. And this is how, because I always wonder how the world make all these movies surrounding topics in this instructions and direction book. And why is it they can surround it, but they go outside of what it said and make it and add to it, okay, or climb on top of what it says? And this is the reason, because they can probably see it plainly for what it stands for, and then you got those who are blind that cannot see, nor those who cannot hear. But there are those who can see it plainly and can hear it. You see? So I'm coming from the Gospel of John, and I'm going to shoot into this, but I would ask anyone that's on live, in the live chat, or that wants to or will come on. I would suggest anybody, even someone who would tune in to this video, I would advise you not to. I'm going to be honest with you. Don't come over here. Don't come over here to this page, because I really wanted to teach it just video and then upload. I really wanted to do it that way because I don't want anyone to really interfere with what is being said, because there's so much power sitting right here, plainly seen. And I don't want anyone to be confused, because see, you can think you're a spirit and truth. You can think you got the light. You can think you got spiritual wisdom. You can think you got spiritual knowledge. You can think you got spiritual understanding, but you can be so distant. And I think this message that Sister Deborah is going to cover tonight, it got so much food for the spirit. I mean, it's got some light in here that's going to shine on many things, you guys. And then you're going to look back and probably want to go back over, not the video, but what you've been reading. And you'll go back over and say, but Dad, it is sitting right here saying it. Why? How did we miss it? Because I ain't going to say some of them, all the churches, all the temples, all the synagogues, all the place of worship cannot teach it out of the realm of spirit and truth. They can teach it based on how their flesh can comprehend it. But this message is coming from a level of the spirit. And when I saw it, and I saw it in the spirit realm, I said, but it's similar to what you taught me, but it's like putting it at a higher level in a way that I, Sister Deborah, have never heard it taught, mentioned. And the reason why I say that, you guys, I've been listening and going to church since I was a little girl. And that's why I know that I don't need to be in the midst of something that I have always been able to discern. And that's when I'm going into these churches and they're teaching and they're preaching. I go in with an open mind, and I'll be so excited when I come out. You know why? Because I can discern their message. Is it of Yah, or is it not of Yah? Instant. But I give them the benefit of a doubt. But it's only when I leave, and my children can vouch for it. They say, my mother let us sit up there and listen to the whole thing. And when we got into the car, she broke it down. Because I give it and people and preachers and teachers and whoever the benefit of a doubt. But in this day and time, you ain't got no business giving nobody that. Because they still teaching and knowing they don't know what they're teaching, or knowing that they are liars, and knowing that they are out there to deceive you intentionally. And they're loving it. Oh, they are loving it. Even on YouTube. Oh my, they just got it going on you all. They're all up and down your back with lies. And they have to have those that they can lie to, because Yah gave them the multitude to lie to. That's why I say on this page tonight, I suggest you, if you slithered your butt backwards out right now, because this message is going to carry entirely too much light, too much spirit and truth for you to even be entertaining what I'm about to teach or about to speak on. So I want to leave a little space for individuals that would come here and they'll come to this video. And I'm hoping I'm saying it at the beginning of the video so that everybody understand before they get into the video. Okay. So I want to come from the Gospel of John, chapter 4. And I'm going to tell y'all something that's very special. What I'm learning as time still pressing on is that so much light is shining. And just because people can't comprehend the light don't mean that the light is not shining. But the beauty of it for me, it matches what he said or what he said. The light shineth, but the darkness comprehended not. So Sister Deborah going to have to get into this because I'm going to start in the Gospel of John, chapter 4. It is off the chain. Now, let me see where I'm at. In the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and I'm going to take out a few more minutes and ask anybody that's on the live chat or coming to this page, I'm going to let you know it's best for you to slither out the way that you came in. If you can't get out backwards, just U-turn and get on out of here. Because this message is for individuals who understand spirit and truth with the Ruach resting therein, and they got the light in their right hand. The light in the right hand is important. The light is to see in the midst of all this darkness. This message here, let me tell you something. It's plainly seen. But when I break it down, you're going to say, well, Deborah, that's what it says. And you're going to say, well, wait a minute. So that's why you title it Plainly Seen. Yes. And not just this Gospel of John, chapter 4. This is what has been happening to me, where he's showing me things that's plainly seen. And I said, well, Father, you taught me that, but you adding to it. But he said, I'm clamming on top of it because the knowledge in the spirit realm must come to pass in this day. That's why it says knowledge shall increase. It's not the natural knowledge, you guys. It is spiritual knowledge shall increase. So I'm going to go on to to the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and I'm going to start. Let me see where I say I was going to start here. We're going to start with verse 6. Now, what is actually taking place is Yeshua and the disciples are doing a little traveling, okay? And they coming up on an area, okay? And they departing one area and going into another. And the disciples took off to get food, to get meat. And they left Yeshua. But this is what happened, where Yeshua is at a well. Okay. And what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go into here and I'm going to break some things down to where you can see spirit and truth. You can see the full meal spiritual food. Okay. We're going to start with, let's see, which one did I say? Verse 6. The Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 6. Here Yeshua at the well. And it's called Jacob's well was there. Yeshua, therefore, being wearied. You in the live chat, let me ask you a question. What do wearied mean? Do you happen to know what wearied mean? If you do and if you don't, it's okay. But I just didn't want to go into it asking the question and not giving you a chance to at least tap in and say if you know it or not. So here in verse 6 of the Gospel of John, chapter 4, verse 6. Now Jacob's well were there. Yeshua, therefore, he was being wearied. Wearied means only weary. And that means faint. He's tired. Okay? Keep that in mind. Because that's a key, y'all. He's tired. Let me say that again. That's the mystery, y'all. I'm trying to get y'all to see this. I'm trying. It's almost, let me show you an example. It's almost like in Genesis, where he created everything in 6 days, and on the seventh day he rests. We know he didn't need no rest, though, don't we? Not only that, we never understood the rest itself. You see where I'm going with this? So here you are, where you see Yeshua at the Jacob's well, okay? And he's wearied. Wearied don't mean nothing outside of he's wearied. It means weary, and it means faint. It means tired. Okay, keep that in mind. I'm going to show you some mystery in this that you would never have gotten had not Sister Deborah break it down in spirit and in truth. Okay, now he says here, with his journey, he was wearied with his journey, sat by on the well, and it was about the 6th hour. Now here go Yeshua sat by on the well. Which well? Jacob's well. It was about the 6th hour. He was wearied, and he sat on the well, at the well. Wearied means weary, faint, and tired. Okay? Now watch this. Verse 7. There come a woman of Samaria to draw water. Keep that in mind, because I'm going to just shoot through this, and I'm hoping that those who are full of the Ruach and have spirit and truth resting therein, because the Ruach rests therein them with the light in their right hand, they can see exactly why the title says Yah has made it plainly seen. Okay? So in verse 7, the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and verse 7, there cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Now, this Samaritan is coming to draw water. Okay? Yeshua said unto her, give me to drink. Give me to drink. Let me say that again. You see that word give? I believe that the mystery is only held by those that are the vessels of Yah, the servants of Yah. Because like I tried to explain to you about give and gave is who Yah is. And you're going to get beat up and beat down in the Gospel of John chapter 4 with this word give and give in. So as I was completing it, I said, Father, this is so deep. Yep. But you see, it cannot be broken down because we done went into so many dark tunnels with this book to where we cannot see the light unless he that Yah sends as his servants bring the mystery before you, even though it's plainly seen. Okay, now we're dealing with the Samaritan woman who come to draw water. Okay, and it says to draw water, and Yeshua said unto her. Yeshua. Now, who is Yeshua? The Son of Man. Yeshua said unto her. It didn't say Yeshua Hamashiach. It's trying to get us to see something plainly. Yeshua said unto her, give me to drink. So he's asking her to give him. Watch this here. Verse 8. For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. That's strange. That's another one of the power punch and the mystery, y'all. See, I don't even know if I should even speak on this because it is heavy weighted, you guys. It really is. And to go through it and it don't make any difference, I'm going to learn that at the end of this message. Some things is there to warn you how to pull out. just like it is, it would warn you how to pull in. Some things is there to show you that you're wasting your time. It's there to reveal to you that you're giving it to a brick wall, or you're not being heard, or you're not being seen. Why? Because he said this thing comes by hearing. And it's not the basic hearing of your natural ear. It is hearing what the Spirit is saying unto your ear. See, a lot of people don't know that. People think it's about learning as much as you can, reading as much as you can. He didn't say it come by learning. He didn't say it come by reading. He didn't say it come by precept, line, little here. He didn't say that. He said it comes by hearing. And that hearing has to be an ear to hear, not ears. So he's not talking about the natural ears. He's talking about that one spiritual ear, which is the ruach in you, that will give you the ability to hear his spirit speak unto you. Okay, now here we go. In verse 7 again, Yeshua said, there come a woman of Samaria to draw water. Yeshua said unto her, give me to drink. Okay. Verse 8, for his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Now it's only between her and him. And in this message, you're going to see how all of these Hebrew Israelites had lied to you all this time. A lot of times you ain't going to get that. You ain't going to get too many people seeing it or understanding it or feeling it, because it's something that's missing that is meant. Someone I heard early this morning talk about it ain't for everybody. And I'm starting to really, I'm starting to embrace it as something that's just not meant to be said to people, Deborah, spoken to people. That's how deep this topic is. Now let's go. So verse 8 says that the disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. Now it's only between two beings, Yeshua and the Samaritan woman. Okay. Verse 9. Then said the woman of Samaritan unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, asked me, which am a woman, that's one, of Samaritan, that's two. When Yeshua came on the scene, he explained to his disciples, only go into Israel, the Jews. That's what he was sending them to, the Jews. But Yeshua is busting the protocol. He's showing you. They lied to you. He's breaking the whole protocol that has been taught to you all these years, especially among the awakening of the Hebrew Israelites. Not only is Yeshua spiritually finna send a message to the woman of another nation. How dare we think that if Yeshua can sit and stand before a woman and not tell her, keep quiet. You're not supposed to speak. No. This whole scene was orchestrated, you guys. You miss it, and you're going to miss it today. It was orchestrated from the kingdom as an example to those who are the true servants of the Most High Yah. Yeshua is talking. Listen to how it said. Then said the woman of the Samaritan unto him, how is it that thou, being a Jew, askest a drink of me, which I am a woman of another nation? Ain't that deep? Watch what she say. For the Jews have no dealing with the Samaritan. Praise the mighty Yah. Yeshua right there bust the protocol of all these Negro Hebrew Israelites who have lied. He just showed you. I spoke to a woman and I let a woman speak to me. I didn't tell her to shut her mouth. She's not supposed to exalt herself above me. Ooh-wee. I didn't tell her that you're not a Jew, so I'm not supposed to be asking you to give me no drink. I don't want you to give me nothing. Even she knew that the Jews and the Samaritan didn't deal with each other. Well, what makes this Yeshua pull up and deal with this woman? A Samaritan who had words to say unto who? Yeshua. You want me to tell you what's the mystery? I ain't gonna give it to you yet. But you're gonna learn something here. And you might not. But listen to this. So the Samaritan in verse 9 is telling Yeshua, wait a minute, hold up, something wrong with this picture. You asking me, a woman, first and foremost, and a Samaritan, someone from another nation, they give you a drink? Praise the mighty God. You know what it reminded me of? When Yeshua went to the disciples and said, who do they say that I am? They said, when you the prophet, you John the Baptist, you Elijah, you all that. He said, I tell you what, then, who do they say that I am? Peter said, wait a minute, hold up. That's the Son of Yah. Do y'all know what the Son of Yah is? The Son of Yah is Christ. The Son of Yah is the Father. He is the Word, the Spirit, and the power that came down. He is what you would call Christ. Guess what? Guess who at the well challenging her? Praise the mighty Yah. The same one that gave Peter the answer to what Yeshua didn't know he had. When Yeshua and it came to Peter and the disciples, they told him who they said he was as Yeshua. But when it came down to Peter saying the Son of the living Yah, right then, Yeshua had to stand down and say, wait a minute now, hold up. I didn't reveal that to you, but my Father from the kingdom. This is actually what's taking place here, y'all. This is actually what's taking place. And you're going to see it as I break it down. It is a sight to see in plain eyesight. Now watch this. So the Samaritan, being a woman, is standing toe to toe with Yeshua. She said, what you asking me? I am a Samaritan, and the Jews has nothing to do with the Samaritan. Verse 10, and Yeshua answered and said unto her, if I knew it, the gift of my Father. Oh, praise the mighty Yah. Right then, Yeshua did identical to what he did when he stood before the disciples and it said, who do they say that I am? And they said, Elijah, John the Baptist, or a prophet. Then they said, who is I am? And then Peter stood up and said, the Son of the living Yah. You know what the Son of the living Yah is? That's Christ. That's HaMashiach. That's the Father that came down with the Son. The Son of Man. So here, Yeshua is actually saying, right here in verse 10, if I knew it, the gift of Yah. Why didn't he say something different than that? Because he's letting heaven speak now. He's letting the throne of the Most High Yah speak, which is Yeshua Christ. HaMashiach is speaking now. Now watch this here. And who it is that said to thee, see, he's letting her know I'm the Son of Man. But if you knew who that was that said, give me a drink, praise the mighty Yah. if you knew who that was. When I'm standing here as a Jew, but if you knew who asked you to give me a drink, you would know. This Yeshua was bringing her all the way to the altar, you guys, and you missed it. He brought her so far to the altar. Listen to what he says in verse 10. And it lets you know, Yeshua answered and said unto her. Now he answering her, but listen to what he said. If thou knew it, the gift of Yah, he's telling him about his father and the gift of his father. So if he is the father, Yeshua is the father, why is he saying, if thou knew it, the gift of Yah, and who it is that said unto thee, give me a drink. Praise the Most High, Yah. You don't get it, y'all. Y'all don't get it. Yeshua is stepping out of the scene, just as he did when he asked the disciple, who do they say that I am? Then he switched it and said, who do they say that I am? And then Peter turned up the Son of the living Yah, because the Son of the living Yah is different from the Son of Man. They are two entities working one mission in the Father. So that's why Yeshua had to stand down and say to Peter, flesh and blood didn't reveal that to you, but the kingdom where my Father revealed that unto you. He didn't say, I revealed that to you, Peter. I showed you that. I told you that. He said the kingdom where his Father revealed that to you, Peter. That's what's going on right here, y'all. See, y'all don't care about what race you are. If you're a true Jew, or if you, I'm stepping into you now. I'm stepping into you. Y'all don't care about if you're a true Jew or if you're a Samaritan. The Father don't give a rat's behind about that. In his kingdom, going to be all nations. You see what I'm saying? So he's telling the Samaritan woman, wait a minute, woman, you don't even know who's talking to you. He's telling this Samaritan, you don't even know who you talking to. You don't know who you talking to who said, give me a drink. You don't know. Yeshua is introducing a Samaritan woman to the throne of the Most High God. That's his whole mission. That was his whole mission. Listen to the way he talking to her. Verse 10. Yeshua answered and said unto her, if thou knew it, the gift of Yah. What's the gift? You the Son of Man. Where's the gift? What do you mean? See, he's ushering her to the throne. Who? That woman, Deborah. That Samaritan who wasn't a Jew. She got walked to the throne, and you all gonna see how salvation came to her. She was totally delivered, you guys. And Yeshua checked her right then and there at the throne. And I'm going to show you how that happened. Right here, he says, who is that said to thee? If only, now listen to what he said. He's checking her. Yeshua, the Son of Man, is checking her. And he said, if thou knewest the gift of Yah, and who it is that said that unto thee, give me a drink. So Yeshua is telling her, it's not me. It's the gift of Yah speaking to you, woman, which is Hamashiach. It is Christ that said, give me a drink. That's who's talking to her as far as the drink. And you're going to understand it. Watch this here. Thou wouldn't have asked him, if you knew who was talking to you, you would have asked him, and he would have given thee the living water. He's telling her, if you knew who it really was. This is Peter jumped up and said, the Son of the living Yah. You see? That's what he said to her. If you knew who asked you, for that drink, you would have given him, and he would have gave you what? Given thee the living water. Y'all, this ain't got nothing to do with the flesh. This ain't got nothing to do with the natural. Y'all just showed me, Deborah, Yeshua stepped her all the way to the altar. Deborah, that's a woman. Did he tell her to shut up? She's speaking to the throne. She's in the midst of a mission for her to enter into the throne. And I'm going to show you what she did. I'm going to show you exactly how she entered into the throne, to the throne of Yah. Okay? Now, as he was telling her, he was telling her all these good things in verse 10. And who was telling her this? Yeshua. So Yeshua was showing you and I this between her and Christ. This ain't got nothing to do with me, Deborah. This between her and Christ. That same son of Yah that Peter knew and ended up having the keys to the kingdom. When Peter said, you are the son of the living Yah, it's the same thing. The same thing is happening, you guys, but to a woman of another nation. Why is you over there, Yeshua, talking to her? Why are you over there talking to her? You're a Jew. You told the disciples go amongst the Jews. Why are you over there talking to somebody who not the Jews? Wait a minute, Yeshua, what are you doing? He said, just keep it in mind, Deborah. You're right. It ain't me, Deborah, talking. It's that he that is above me. That's why I checked her and told her, if only she knew the gift of Yah, not of me, but of Yah. And then he began to say who it and who it is that said to thee, give me a drink. The Son of Man is telling her, if only you knew who asked for the drink, which was Christ. Christ is the Father. That's why he said, if thou knewest the gift of the Father, and he that said unto you, give me a drink. Watch this here. Thou would have asked of him, and he would have given you the living water. Only one can give you that is the Most High Yah. I love how Yeshua stepped into that. He stepped in there. So, you know what? One thing about the Son of Man, he knows how to step up and he knows how to step back. The way he orchestrates things, I love it. He knows how to step up and he knows how to step back. When he step up and step back, you can see who's who. You can see the Son of Man. You can see the Son of Yah. You can see the purpose, the mission, the power, the word, and the spirit of Yah. When Yeshua say his part and then he steps back. And that's what he did in 10. He went to her and he said to her, if thou knew it, the gift of my Father. And who it is that said, give me a drink. Thou would have given him a drink without a word. Watch this here. And he would have given you eternal life. Praise them. We are so wicked and evil. We don't want to see spirit and truth. We don't want to see light because it has to do with the Father. They didn't have no problem with the Son of Man. They had a problem with the Son of Yah. Yes, that's where the true problem was. And Satan knew it. Satan knows that there's a Son of Man, and he knows that there's a Son of Yah. But y'all sit y'all tails on this earth and deny my Father's power, his ways, the way he do things, the way he orchestrate things, the way he created things, and how he created things. We done took it all out of the order and run around here thinking it's about the way we have orchestrated into our order. Here he is speaking to a woman. Wait a minute, you better shut your mouth. Paul said you can't speak. Wait a minute, you better shut up. Wait a minute. He ain't coming for the Jews. He ain't coming for the Samaritan of the nation. He coming for us. We the Jews. What are you talking to her for? Because you know what Yeshua is doing? He charged his disciples to own. See, that's why Paul came in to talk to the Gentiles. Because Yeshua charged his disciples to talk to, hear me out, y'all, just hear me out. Yeshua came to the Jews, and he charged his disciples when he sent them out, go amongst the Jews. That's right on time. Yeshua, the Jews. Yeshua, the Jews. He came into them, and those are the one he come to bring the salvation. But guess what? This ain't about Yeshua. This is about Hamashiach. This is about Christ here. This is about the Son of Yah. You see? And we missed it over our heads, all kind of ways. Listen to what he says. Verse 10. Yeshua said unto her, if thou knew it, the gift of Yah, what we on the gift of Yah for? Wait a minute, hold up. Why are we all over there? Why are we up in the Kool-Aid of the Father? Wait a minute, you the one told me to give you a drink of water. But look, watch what Yeshua said. And who it is that said to thee, give me a drink? Yeshua telling her, that's not me asking for no drink. That's the one who got the gift to give you eternal life. Yeshua can't give us eternal life. Only the Father. So Yeshua is telling this woman, you going toe to toe with the Father. And you don't even know it. But if you knew what that drink was about, and who asked you for a drink, and who have the gift of the Father, you would have given it to him. So Yeshua came before a woman, another nation, to offer her what the world been lying, especially this Hebrew Israelite movement. The Father said, I offered her. I'm Christ. I'm the Son of Yah. I offer that other nation eternal life, Deborah. I asked for the water that she wasn't there to draw because she never drew the water. The well was too deep. She didn't have anything to draw with. So Deborah, it never was about water. It's about taking us to a place plainly seen outside of our mental state of mind, believing Yah is like us. And we never saw it, that this woman wasn't there to draw water, like it said in the beginning. She never had anything to draw it with. The well was too deep. This lady ain't about lies. This lady about the truth. And Yeshua is going to stand there, ask the question, and let the Christ check her into the righteous order. And we're going to see it. So this woman here, he said, if you only knew who asked you. I didn't ask you for no water. Why didn't Yeshua ask you for water? Anybody in the live chat? Do you know anything about that? No, you don't. No, you don't. No, you don't. Why didn't Yeshua ask you for water? Because Yeshua wasn't thirsty. He was just tired. See, it didn't ever say he was thirsty. It said he was weary, which means faint and tired. It doesn't mean that he was thirsty. See, if it was really about Yeshua and he was thirsty and he needed something to drink, it wasn't about the natural water and a drink from that well of Jacob. It was about a spiritual thing we were supposed to get and we missed it. Plainly seen. Watch how it play out. Did Yeshua get the water? No. Did the woman get the water? No. From Jacob's well? No. But did she come there to draw it? Yeah, that's what it says. It's showing you it was all about a spiritual message to the servants of the Most High Yah, who's given the mystery to understand it. It's not about you all out there want to say, oh, I get it. No, you can't get this here. Just read this and get this. You see, it's about what he said, knowledge increase. I'm sending my prophets with the mystery so you can get the fullness in this day, because I ain't coming. I'm finished. Now listen to what this here. Now what Yeshua did, he charged her. He charged her by telling her the gift of the Father. And if you really knew who he was that asked you for the drink, you would have given it to him and he would have given you eternal life. You tell me ain't that deep. Who was saying that? Yeshua was telling her, if only you knew who asked you for that dream. Beautiful. And then verse 11. Watch this here. And the woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. Wait a minute. Hold up, woman. He wasn't looking for the water. You was. You were there to draw the water from the well. How was you going to draw the water from the well if you sitting here telling him you didn't have nothing to draw the water with? And then you turned around and said, but the well is too deep. So how was you going to draw water like you said in verse, what verse was that? In verse 7. There cometh a woman in Samaria to draw water. Well, how was you going to draw water if the water too deep? How was you going to draw water and you ain't got nothing to draw with? So what are you doing there? The Most High Yah set up a scene so Deborah can be taught it in this day and time to see the mystery of it. I got a taste of all the mystery of her, but what he showed me today, cap that stuff up and out. Now listen to this. The verse 11, the Gospel of John chapter 4, verse 11. The woman said unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From hence thee has thou that living water. Where you gonna get the living water? I can't get this water out of here. The well is too deep. And I don't have nothing to draw with. He didn't. You the one came to the well. What you doing at the well, woman? What are you doing at the well? Okay, watch this here. Verse 12. Are thou the greater? Are thou greater than our father Jacob? Why you want to feel he's greater? Why you think the Son of Man is greater? Because the things he said to you is now working in your spirit to reveal whoever this is that asked me for the water, that has the gift of Yah, and asked me for the water. Wait a minute. That's what she's thinking now. Wait a minute. Something going on. Watch what she says. Verse 12. Are thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drink thereof himself and his children and his cattle drunk from this well? Are you greater? Are you greater than our father Jacob? Verse 13. Here go Yeshua pulling up. And Yeshua answered and said unto her, whosoever drink this water of Jacob, since you want to think that Jacob is some great something, I want to check you right here because I'm taking you to the altar. So before I take you to the altar, I'm going to check you right here and now. And Yeshua answered and said unto her, whosoever drink this water from this well, they should thirst again. You hear that, woman? This water at this Jacob well, it's water that you're going to thirst again and again and again for. But hold up, woman, you don't even know who asked you for a drink of water. If only you knew, said Yeshua. Okay, watch this here. But whosoever drink the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. And watch what it says. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. Somebody's talking, and it's not Yeshua. It's Christ. Hamashiach. One thing about the water, it ain't for Yeshua to disperse. The water is only dispersed by the Father. What part of the Father is with Yeshua? Christ. Christ is the part that is connected to the Son of Man, Yeshua. He's the power, he's the word, and he's the spirit. All power. Let me go and add on to that. And he's telling her, but whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. Now he said, the water in which I shall give him. Who's speaking? Christ. You're going to see it. Watch this here. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Only one can give you that is the Father. That's where you know Yeshua is not the one that's giving this water. It's Christ. It's Christ speaking, and Yeshua is ushering him in to speak. He's speaking to the Samaritan woman. If you look at the whole overall picture, she come to the well to draw water, but she don't have nothing to draw it with. Nor can she draw it because the well is too deep. Yeshua pulls up at the well. Yeshua, why are you at the well? Deborah, come on now. You know why I'm here. This is the mission of the Father. I'm at the well because I'm weary. I'm tired. Tired and weary don't mean that you're thirsty. So I know that it wasn't about the woman, the well, Jacob's well, and the water. Why? Because Jacob is represent the Jews. The woman at the well represents two things, a woman and another nation. So what's going on here? The Most High. The Most High is showing something. What's beautiful to me, I'm going to give you the beauty of it for me when I try to teach about giving and how important it is to give to those that represents Yah. But it doesn't matter. It's over. It's finished. People have inherited nothing, and the kingdom is done with them. So listen to this. Listen to what he says. Watch this here, verse 14. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give, that I give is him, shall never thirst. But the water that I shall give unto him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Even Yeshua know he ain't the one that can usher that. But Christ know that he is. You see, that's who's speaking. Now watch this here. Verse 15, the woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. She's letting him know right then and there, I won't come to this well to draw. Because if you give me that water, I don't need to be riding on this water. For this type of water that you can give me is everlasting. Right then, she calling herself out for salvation, for deliverance, to be redeemed. A woman right before Christ. The power of the Father's right here. Another nation. Watch what's happened. Watch it. Watch it. The woman said unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. That means I got enough belief and faith to leave this water, to turn away from this water, meaning flesh, worldly, the things of sin and wicked, to have that eternal water. You see? And she said what? I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. I will come out of this worldly life if you give me that water that has everlasting life. Praise God. This lady is standing before Hamashiach, about to be redeemed. Watch this here. Watch what Yeshua say. Watch what Yeshua say about this woman. This is a woman. Is he going to say, woman, shut your mouth, keep quiet? You're not supposed to exalt yourself over me. You're not supposed to say anything. If you only knew who you was talking to, you would keep quiet. No, he didn't. Listen to what he said. And Yeshua, watch this here. And Yeshua said to her, listen to what Yeshua said to her. This is beautiful. Wait a minute. And Yeshua said to her, watch this here, y'all. Watch this here. Yeshua ought to quit, but he did really good. I like what he did because he gave Christ, which is the power of the most, who is the Son of Yah. He gave him all authority, and I actually opened up the leeway for anybody who lost with a cause and without can see that Yeshua is separate from Christ. Listen to what Yeshua says. And Yeshua said unto her, go, call thy husband and come hither. Call thy husband and come hither. What did this woman do? She already been, this is Yeshua telling her, call her husband. Why is it not going to work? Why is it not meant to work? Because she's already redeemed. She was saved right then and there when she said, give me that water, that I may never thirst again and never draw water. Meaning never have to take this water, this natural water, to override that spiritual water for everlasting life. So give me that life. Give me that. She was already ushered to the throne. Let me show you how. Verse 16, Yeshua said unto her, go call thy husband and come hither. Watch what the woman said. And the woman answered and said, I have no husband. Why? Because she has now been saved. She's been redeemed. She ain't got no reason to lie. You see? She has no reason to lie. And watch how Yeshua check her. And Yeshua said to her, pay attention, y'all. Thou hast said well. Thou have said well. You know why I know that's beautiful? When y'all ask me questions and tell me some things and ask me something, and if I answer it according to what he's asking, he said, you have said well. You have said well, you have spoken well, you have seen well, you have done well. Guess who always said it to me? The Father. So that's why I know this ain't about Yeshua. This is the Father, which is Christ, dealing with this woman at the well. And all these thousands of years, we will miss it because our disciples left. They left telling the truth. We telling lies today. Now listen to this here. And Yeshua said unto her, go call your husband and come hither. Why was he asking? Yeshua tell him why he was asking. Because I want y'all to see this lady was about righteous. And she told the truth. She stood there before Yeshua and said, and the woman answered and said, I have no husband. And Yeshua said unto her, thou hast said well. That's Christ. Christ told her she have said well. That means you have spoken righteous. Thou hast well said, I have no husband. See, Yeshua repeated what she said, but he made sure she understood. Well said. Because what he said, you have spoken righteous. That's what Yeshua is saying to her. You have spoken righteous. Okay, now watch how he do it again. Watch how Yeshua do this here. Verse 18. For thou had, now this is Yeshua, for thou hast had 5 husbands, and he whom thou have is not thy husband. Now watch what Yeshua say. Listen to this, y'all. Is that said, in that said thy truly. He loved the way she said it. Why? Because she spoke righteous. She told him, I have no husband. She could have told him, well, I go get my husband, or I got several husbands. But no, she told the truth. She said, I have no husbands or a husband. And both times Yeshua told her that she spoke righteous. He said in one of them, he said, here, thou has well said. Okay. And then the second time he said, it's in that said thy truly. She has told the truth. That woman had spoken righteous right before him. Why? Because she did get that drink. She gained that drink, y'all. Let me show you how she gained. Stay with her now so you can see her mission. Stay with her. Verse 19. And then the woman said unto him, Sir, I perceive that thou art a prophet. Now watch this here. Verse 20. Our father worship in this mountain. And they said that in Jerusalem in the place where men ought to worship. Watch this here. And Yeshua said unto her, woman, believe me. That's beautiful. Yeshua said to her, woman, believe me, for the hour cometh when ye shall never, when ye shall never in this mountain, nor yet in Jerusalem, worship the Father. Now he's already telling her, you ain't gonna have to worship in this mountain, the Father. He's telling her. Okay? He said, listen to what he said. And Yeshua said unto who? Us? Them? The disciples? No, it's between her and him. Woman, believe me, the hour cometh when ye shall never in this mountain, nor yet in Jerusalem, worship the Father. Watch this here. Verse 22. Ye worship, ye know not what. You know not what. Watch this here. We know what we worship, for salvation is of the Jews. So he's telling her salvation is of the Jews, but she knew not who she's worshiped. But watch how he saved her. Watch how she's given, being redeemed, and salvation has come to her. Who's going to bring it to her? Christ. Christ about to bring it to her. Watch this here. Verse 23. But the hour, now here is Yeshua saying it, but the hour cometh, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father. Not me. Don't come worshiping me. Yeshua said that throughout his whole walk. In so many words, and we still don't get it. People study saying, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Hamashiach. No, not Hamashiach. In the name of Yeshua. You can't do that, y'all. Because that's not where the power is at. It's not in Yeshua. It's in Christ. Okay? So here she go. Here you go in 23. But the hour cometh, and now is. The hour is coming, and now is, when the true worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit and in truth. For the Father seeketh, the Father, not Yeshua, the Father seeketh such to worship him. Watch this here. Now, what you also have to see where he's telling her, but the hour cometh, and now is. She's receiving salvation right here and now. And when the true worshiper should come, worshipers shall worship the Father in spirit. So while y'all running y'all tails around here thinking you worshiping y'all in your flesh, you go on, keep on worshiping him. Satan got you bent up and bent down, okay? And you're going to worship him in the spirit and in truth. That's who y'all is, okay? For the Father seeking. You see, Yeshua ain't saying him. Because he want us to understand this is Christ going on right here, y'all. Christ is the Father. It's the Father's right hand, his spirit, and his word. That's what came down to help and assist the Son of Man. So here he is saying, for the Father seeketh such to worship him. He's seeking. So if you all think y'all is seeking your tail and you're running around here the way that you are, you think, oh, I'm in there because they say I'm the true Jews, we the true this, and we the true that, and running around here with that heart and wicked mindset. Oh no, Father is looking for those who's going to worship him only one way, baby, in spirit and in truth. Now, why is it Yeshua speaking to another nation? Why are you over here talking to this woman? First and foremost, she got to submit. She got to stop trying to exalt herself in front of you. She's not supposed to speak. Did Yeshua say that? Or is he in front of another nation, a woman? You see how they low grade us as Judah, us women? But here they ain't gonna teach you this, are they? Her and Yeshua going like this here. And who in the midst? Christ. Rumbling. So what's happening now? Yeshua is telling her the time will come where, and it's now. He let her know, and it's now, because she's gaining salvation. And he said that when it comes where they're going to worship the Father, not him, not the Son of Man, but the Father in spirit and in truth. See how y'all around here worshiping him, thinking y'all on YouTube doing something that has something to do with the Father? You ain't doing nothing but clowning. For the Father seeketh such to worship him. I like that, because it's saying that Yah is seeking those that's going to worship him. He ain't thinking about y'all clowning. Okay, verse 24. Yah is a spirit. Now he breaking down to the Samaritan woman about the Father. That's how we should be talking, y'all. That's how we should be ministering and speaking to people. We're supposed to be talking about the Father, not about Yeshua, not about Yeshua HaMashiach. We can speak the mission that he did an excellent job, and he is our brother, and he is all that and some. He did a perfect job for the Father, and he did, but we don't give him the credit for coming down here, making sure we know the way to the Father, not to these clowns. And because we took on Yeshua, a way of the flesh, that's why we out here worshiping in all these churches and all these synagogues and all these temples and all these camps and all these corners and all these academy of some Hebrew Israelite clowns. Because we still didn't realize the mission of Yeshua and the mission of HaMashiach, working for the Father. Now listen to this here, verse 24. We're still in the Gospel of John, verse 24. Yah is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. There he go. Why did you have to do that twice, Yeshua? Why did you have to break that down twice? You gave 2 verses back to back saying you have to worship him in spirit and truth. Deborah, because when you come, you can see that you're not out of order. You in order. They out of order. Because they ain't worshiping him in spirit and truth. They ain't teaching this in spirit and truth. They ain't revealing this in spirit and truth. Let them take their tails on and clown like they've been doing since they've been over here and with the world. So here the woman is in verse 25. And the woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah come. Oh, you do? See, one thing y'all do not understand. They were looking for the Messiah. They had no problems with the Messiah. They had a problem with the Son of Man claiming to be the Messiah. That's the problem. And just because they had it right and you didn't have it wrong, that's on you. Plainly seen. They had it right. You had it wrong. Even the Samaritan knew that the Messiah was coming. But they didn't know that the Messiah was going to come in the form of the Son of Man. They was looking for him to come for many years. And all his miracles, signs, and wonders was going to come, but they wasn't coming. They didn't think that he would come among the people as a man from a woman. That's what they didn't want. Okay? But they've been waiting for the Messiah. Just like y'all clowns. Still waiting for him because you still don't know who he is. You don't know who the Messiah is. Back in Genesis chapter 1. You still don't know who he is. Now, what does he say in verse 24? And the woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah come. So you know, you're another nation. You're a Samaritan. But you knew this Messiah was coming, didn't you? All of them knew the Messiah was coming. Remember when Yeshua was born, how that king sent them 3 men to really kill him? Do y'all remember that? He was a brand new baby. But he sent them out to give them a warning where he was at so they can kill him. Do you think they was trying to kill him because he was a baby born of the flesh? No, they knew that the Messiah was coming not in the flesh, but they knew when the Messiah coming that all y'all kings that call y'all self kings, he's going to be king over you all. And they don't want that. That's why they was trying to kill the baby before it's born. Because they didn't want it. They end up doing it, but it's because it's also he laid his life down for the blood sacrifice for the sins. But the whole idea was him getting beaten and locked up and all these things because they did not want to accept what you all still today don't accept. And you run around here thinking people believe that you do accept it. I know you don't accept it. It's in my spirit to discern it. You only approve and accept what you are comfortable with in your flesh. Now listen to what he said. In verse 25 and 25, the Gospel of John chapter 4 and verse 25, the woman said unto him, I know. See, she know. She's a Samaritan, but she know that the Messiah is coming. They've been looking, waiting for the Messiah, and it wasn't just the Jews waiting for him. Everybody was waiting for the Messiah. And then when they pulled up in this Yeshua, you ain't the Messiah. So listen, but what happened? Listen to the woman. Verse 25, and the woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah cometh, which is called Christ. See, y'all missed it again. See, you all thinking the Messiah is Yeshua because you didn't know in Genesis 1 when he said, let us, that was his power, that was his word, that was his spirit. Make one man and woman in my image, and I made him. Who's he speaking to? His power, his word, and his spirit. That's who Christ is. That's who the Messiah is. That's who was speaking to the lady, asking for the drink of water. The Son of Man didn't want no water. He was just tired. The woman didn't have the thing to draw the water. She just said, oh, it's too deep. So it wasn't about the water. It was about you catching who she was talking to. That redeemed her, saved her, brought salvation to her. It was the Messiah. Christ. That's who she was speaking to. Son of Man was there, but with him was Christ. That's the entity she was dealing with the water. Only Christ can give you that water, that living water. That Son of Man, Yeshua, can't give you the living water. Only Christ. Christ is, Christ was, and shall always be Yah's power, Yah's spirit, and his word. That's what that woman, Samaritan, that woman that was from another nation and was not a Jew, that's who she was dealing with, the Father himself. Okay, so what happened? So what she said in verse 25, the Gospel of John, chapter 4 and verse 25, and the woman said unto him, I know that the Messiah come. So she already know, which is called, you see that? Which is called Hamashiach. That's why they wouldn't accept Yeshua. See, they looking for the Christ, but not like this young man is born from Mary. You ain't the Christ. You ain't the Messiah. We looking for the Messiah, Christ. Now what she says, she's telling Yeshua. The woman said unto him, I know the Messiah cometh. There go her faith. Which is cometh, which is called. See, y'all think why she said which is called? Because 99.15 billion believe that Christ, not Christ, Yeshua is Christ. No, Yeshua is the Son of Man. The Son of Yah is Christ. That's who they was looking for. That's what she's talking about. Okay, now watch this. Now she is a Samaritan, not a Jew. She is a woman, and she herself was waiting for the Messiah, Christ. Okay, when he come, he will tell us all things. See, they already knew what the Christ was coming to do. He was going to be able to tell them all things, just like Yeshua tell us. When the Comforter come, which is the Ruach HaKodesh, he shall tell you all things. He shall teach you all things. He shall show you things to come. He shall comfort you. He shall bring things back to your remembrance. Look at all that Yeshua telling us that the Ruach would do. We send our tails around without the Ruach and claiming we got all this power and authority. We so holy than thou, and we this on these devil platform clowning and acting fool with the world. Woo-wee. And this Samaritan woman who wasn't a Jew throwing down. Okay, so she's sitting here telling him, he will tell us all things. Now watch what happened. Verse 26, Yeshua said unto her, I that speaketh thee am he. I'm he. See, she would have never thought that that was him. She would have never thought that Yeshua was the Son of Man. No, Yeshua was the Son of Yah. Yeshua has, when he says he was coming in him. You see, wrapped in flesh. Wrapped. It's just the flesh, and he's wrapped. He's in him. But where's the flesh? Here the flesh. I'm wrapped in the flesh. That's what he was telling us all the time. He said, he come down wrapped in flesh. Who is the flesh? Yeshua. Yeshua, the Son of Man. Who is the one wrapped? Christ. He come to assist him in the mission. Okay, so here it is. Yeshua said, I speak it unto thee, I am he. Let her know he's present. I'm he. She ain't looking for the Son of Man. But how is she finding out that he is the Christ? Because it's impossible what Yeshua is about to say to her leads her to realize, wait a minute, Christ is present. Watch this here. Verse 21, and upon this came his disciples and marveled. Look at them, look at the disciples who don't want women to speak. They didn't say that. Let me stop. They didn't say that. But look at his disciples marveling off the fact that he talked with a woman. Oh, wait a minute. Y'all wondering why he talking to that woman, ain't you? They didn't say that woman's not to speak. These were clowns who inserted it and got people thinking that. Just like they inserted the fact that she was tempted by something when Adam was sitting with her. So one can't be tempted when both of you sitting your stupid tails there. Only thing different is one didn't get the charge. That's why you know they inserted that in there. It's impossible for y'all to speak the charge to man in the garden without woman. And then when they came before the challenge, only the woman was blamed while Adam was sitting right with her. Get on somewhere with that mess. Okay. In verse 26, on verse 27, the Gospel of John, chapter 4 and 27, here go the disciples pulling up, and they marvel off the idea of what? That he was talking with a woman. Not only was she a woman, y'all, she wasn't a Jew. Now watch this here. They marveled off of that. Yet no man, no man said, what seeketh thou? Or why talketh thou with her? Why? Anybody in the live chat? Let me see which one of y'all gonna know the answer to that. Let's go over it again, and I'm gonna read it twice and see if you all can understand why all these question marks are resting in verse 27, because it's a mystery. It's a mystery. Watch this here. Verse 27, the Gospel of John, chapter 27. And upon this came his disciples. See, they wasn't there at first. They went to get something to meat to eat. And marvel that he was talking with the woman, which was the Samaritan. They marvel off the fact that she's standing there, Yeshua sitting there talking with her. Watch what it says. Yet no man said, what seeketh thou? Or why talketh thou with her? Why didn't they question Yeshua on that? They always question him all the time. Why you say that? Why are you saying it this way to them and saying it another way to us? Why are you doing this? Do you want us to send these children away? Do you want us to send this one away? Why ain't they saying something about that? Come on now, y'all. Y'all ain't gonna get it. You're not gonna get it. The topic is Yah has made it plainly seen. I can definitely understand that narrow gate. If I don't understand nothing on the face of this earth, I can tell you I can understand that narrow gate. That thing is deep. When the disciples came on the scene, saw Yeshua talking to the woman, they did not question it. Look in verse 27. All those question marks. They never questioned him. They never questioned him. They never questioned. They never questioned him. Why? Why didn't they question Yeshua? Why are you talking to her? And why isn't it making you think that they didn't have nothing to say? Why are they marveling off of him talking to that woman? You know why? Yeshua was in a different realm with the Son of Yah, which is Christ. See, it wasn't that Yeshua was speaking to her. It was Christ speaking to her. Remember, Yeshua said, if only you knew who's speaking to you and asked you for some water, a drink. If only you knew the gift of my Father. You miss it. You see? You see the difference? You see how Yeshua know how to stand down and let Christ take the scene. He will stand back and let the part of him, which is Yah in him, take over, which is Christ. To where the disciples couldn't say a word. Because it was a conversation between Christ and that woman. Yeshua came for the Jews. Christ came for anybody. They don't know their Father. They don't know that. They don't know his Father. Yeah, they don't know that. Sad, but they don't know it. That's the difference, y'all. That's why I tell y'all, study and find out. What is this? Son of man and son of Yah. What is that Yah? That's it. Yah is the Father that came wrapped down in the flesh. Here is the flesh, and here is him in the flesh. With what? All power, his word and his spirit to work the mission with the Son of Man. Who carried the Son of Man? He is the lamb that was slaughtered. So if he slaughtered, who carried him? The Father, Christ did. That's how blind y'all are today. And he said it. He had already prophesied that you would, because you keep walking in darkness and believing everything in the dark. To where when it come down to seeing stuff in the light, you can't even see it. You can't see it. Because you've been walking in darkness all your life. And still walking in it, claiming you see light. Okay? So here it is. This is why the disciples is marveling off the fact that he's talking to her. Do they know that it's Christ? No, they don't. They have no idea who's talking to her. Yeshua mentioned it so I would know who she's talking to when he said, if only you knew who said, give me a drink, and asked you for a drink. The gift of the Father. If only you knew. That was Christ. You see? So here is the reason why the disciples didn't say nothing. They marvel off the fact that they heard him talking to the woman. They see him talking to the woman. And then notice they got, let me see how many. 1, 2. You see two, almost like 3, because the question is said, no man said, what seeketh thou? Or what talketh thou with her? No man asked. No one asked Yeshua, why are you doing that? Who are you talking to? Why are you talking to her? Because it was Christ, y'all. They can't come up on him. They can't come up on him. Those disciples, those 12 disciples were for who? Yeshua. You can't pull up as the disciples of Yeshua and pulling up on Christ. You can't do that, bro. You better recognize, and they recognized. They recognize, okay? So verse 28, the woman then left her water pot. Now, wait a minute. Why is she leaving her water pot? She didn't have nothing to draw with it, no way. She couldn't get the water, no way. Why are you there? Why are you at the well, Jacob's well, with nothing to draw your water? But you got a water pot. Y'all, it don't make sense. Why is she at Jacob's well for water and she don't have anything to draw from it? And what else? What's the mystery? The mystery was she never had nothing to draw the water, nor could she draw it, because what? It was too deep. So what you got yourself over there, woman? Why are you at that well? Y'all wanted to send something to us. It ain't like they taught y'all. All those is a bunch of lies. You'll never see them teach this the way I just put it out. Because the Ruach is the true teacher of all things. And you think for 1 minute he cares if you get it and if you don't? No, he don't. It is finished. You missed it all these years. You think I'm caught up in you getting it now? No. You still got too much darkness ahead of you to even see the light. So it don't matter. But I just give y'all all the glory and the power in this message because he was breaking this down to me. And I was saying I knew about her, but I didn't know the deepness of how the battle, it wasn't a battle. The issue, the whole conversation was Christ and the woman. The conversation was not Yeshua and the woman. The conversation, the whole overall was Christ and the woman. Okay, so what is it says in 28? The woman then left her water pot. Why she leave her water pot, y'all? And went her way into the city and said to the men, she got something to say. Why did she leave her water pot? Why did she leave? She didn't get her water that she went to get. Nor did she get, and she left her water pot. Why? Anybody know? No, you don't know. You don't know. She left the water pot because she got something greater than a water pot full of water. And it didn't have no water in it no way because she didn't have nothing to draw the water. Nor was she safe enough to go down to go to get the water because it was too deep. So what's the deal? Okay, Deborah, you see her pot there, ain't it? She left her water pot and she gone to do what? Start ministry. Why? She gained salvation that day. Who gave it to her? Christ. Thank you, Father, y'all. It says in verse 28, the woman then left her water pot. No water in it. Why are you leaving that water? What did she say? Give me that living water, and I won't ever have to get this water again. That's what the girl said. She's checking. See, she's telling us a whole handful of women. She's telling us. Wow. Now listen to this here, verse 29. Come, see a man which told me all things. Watch this here. All things that ever I did. Watch that there. Verse 29. Let's go back to 25. Let's go back to 25. The Gospel of John, chapter 4, and verse 25. The woman said unto him, I know the Messiah coming, which is called Christ. When he come, he will tell us all things. Now she knows it was Christ, the Messiah. All the time. That's the gift she received. Truth, salvation. Living water this woman received, y'all. She would never thirst again. That's why she left and went telling them the Messiah is here. Why? Because she gained the living water. That's why she was telling him the truth about she had no husband, and he checked her twice. Oh, yeah, you telling the truth. You said it well. That's twice. Just letting her know you about righteous now. Now watch this here. 29. Come see a man which told all things that ever I did. Is this not the Christ? She knew it was. She knew it was because that's what she said to Yeshua here in 25. When the Messiah comes, Christ, he gonna tell us all things. And that's what she's letting him know. Christ is on the scene, y'all. Who's she telling it to? A man. Men. So what's the deal now? What's going on here? That Paul can say, woman, shut up. You're not supposed to speak. And here it is, Christ sending her already on her mission. Come on now, somebody needs to say something. You ain't got nothing to say because you can't say nothing. Come on now, why ain't they teaching that? Listen to what she said. Come see a man which told me all things that I ever did. She said that in verse 25, telling him, she was telling Yeshua, when Christ comes, he's going to tell us all things. Now she reversed it to him. Why? She gained salvation. She gained eternal life. Yeah, right being in there. Okay, so she says, come see a man which told me all things that I ever did. Is not this the Christ? Okay, watch this here. Then they went out of the city and came unto him. See, the way now let me watch this here, y'all. This is a woman went to minister to the men that Christ ministered to her and is on the scene. He's here, y'all. They trust this woman and what she was saying and went out to meet the Messiah. This is what it says in verse 30. Then they went out of the city and came unto him. Verse 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. And what did Yeshua say? But he said unto them, I have meat to eat that ye know not. See, that's the thing about it. I like that too. Who is he talking to? He's talking to the 12 disciples. Y'all sit and eat this world of me. I got meat to eat that you know not of. Because see, everybody think everything is about the flesh and the meat of the flesh. I'm not just talking about what you eat, but your mentality, the way you think, the way you feel, the way you understand, your wisdom, your knowledge, your understanding is all fleshy, all worldly. And you don't understand there's more meat than the meat of the flesh. There is meat for the spirit. And this is what makes people lost with the cause and without it. Because they take it the wrong way. And the way that they take it is the way that they've been taught it and believe it because they figure I can receive it in my flesh. But if you come telling me something in the spirit realm, I can't receive it. But this lady here was set up from the floor from the mission of the kingdom for eternal life. Just so what? So Sister Deborah can come up on her and see the hand of Yah work his way. Outside of the way that we want to be taught and teached and want to hear. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, here they come. 31. In the meanwhile, his disciples prayed him, saying, Master, eat. Why are you trying to get me to eat? He let them know, wait a minute. I got spiritual food. Meat. Y'all gonna eat that. That's what you all are made of. Now watch this here, 33. Therefore said the disciples one to another, have any man brought him out, not him out to eat? Did any man so they trying to say, did somebody already give him something to eat, huh? Verse 34, Yeshua said unto them, my meat is to do the will of the Father. Thank you. The will of him that sent me and to finish his work. 35, said not ye, there are yet 4 months, and then cometh the harvest. Behold, I say unto you, lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. Verse 36, and he that reapeth receiveth wages and gather fruit until life eternal. See, Yeshua is telling them that it's not about your natural self. They can't receive it because they have not received the Ruach yet. He has to go so the Father can release the Spirit in them so they can remember what he taught them. That's just how far y'all might think they got it going on. They don't. They don't. They just like you and I. They ain't got nothing going on. Okay? They need that Ruach Sister Deborah got during this time. Okay? So in verse 36, we in the Gospel of John chapter 4 and verse 36, and he that reapeth receive it wedges. And that reaping is identical what Sister Deborah is doing. It ain't that trash being on YouTube, liking and subscribing and praising and giving these flesh glory. You're idling. Give him the glory, the honor, and the praise for what? His righteousness, his spirit and truth, his light, his grace and his mercy, his endurance, and all the gifts that he has poured out. That's what we should be praising and glorifying and thanking for. But no, we thinking we something because we on the YouTube, praising the platform. So he's telling them, and gather fruit until life eternal. That's what it's about. It's about gathering the fruit for life eternal. And you know what? People give a rat's behind about the fruit, the spirit. They don't care about nothing like that. They've been in darkness so long, darkness is their best friend. And then he said, until life, we in 36, that both he that soweth and he that reap may rejoice together. So there's somewhere along the line we're supposed to be together. But there's a real issue today. Everybody's me, mine, and I don't care. It is off the chain, and it's okay because it's finished. So continue in me, mine, and we, which is their family and what they got going on. You good. He got two gates coming on. He got two gates down here. That's in the spiritual gates, the broad and the narrow. Which way are you heading? No, not which way are you heading. Which way are you assigned to? Which gate are you assigned? You can just about, you know that today. You know which gate you assigned to. And that's another thing that I think is sad, because people know already the gate they already assigned to, but they just get on here and role play. Okay, so here it is. But I like that what Yeshua said, because he's telling it, gathering fruit into a life eternal, that both he that soweth and he that reapeth may rejoice together. Okay, now verse 37, and therein is that saying true. One soweth and the other one reapeth. Okay, verse 38, I sent you to reap that whereon ye bestowed no labor. He's talking to his disciples. Other men labored, and ye enter into their labor. So he's saying this to his disciples. Verse 39, and many of the Samaritans of the city believed. You see that word believe? That's salvation, baby. That's one of Yah's brand. His brand is righteous belief, faith, and fear. When you come down here in your spirit, it's branded with those, or two of those, one of those, or all four of those. Okay? When you come down here like that, you in there. You in there. That's the Father's brand. Okay? Now, here in 39, it says, and many of the Samaritans of the city believed on him for the saying of the woman. That woman brought deliverance to a city. Now, why would somebody lie and say a woman's supposed to shut up? Why would they say a woman is to keep quiet? She's not supposed to speak. How did you do y'all see what this Samaritan woman did? Now one of them would give y'all the glory for her, because y'all so stuck on this dark talk, you can't see spirit and truth. The way we supposed to be getting things today in spirit and truth. Okay, now listen to this here. In verse 40, it says, so when the Samaritans were come unto him. No, verse 29. It says, and many of the Samaritans of that city believed on him for the saying of that woman. Wait a minute. I thought they said women not supposed to open their mouth. How did that Samaritan allow another people to be able to be delivered and saved? Watch this here. Which testify He told me all that ever I did. See how she went and started preaching, y'all? She was delivered. So once she was delivered, what happened? I knew she was delivered when I heard Yeshua say, you have said, well, I said, wait a minute, what you doing saying that to her? That's what the Father said to me all the time. What you doing saying that to her? And what is she getting? That's when I knew she was in there for eternal life. And then right after that verse, he said, and you have said truthfully. That means righteous, y'all. That means righteous. She didn't find time. It wasn't nothing in her to want to lie. She just told him straight out the truth. She didn't have to, but she did, because salvation was waiting right there with her. And for her, she didn't have a man on the left, a man on the right. Oh, no. Sister girl went out preaching, teaching that the Messiah is on the scene. So verse 40. So the Samaritan word come unto him. They besought him that he would tarry with them, and he abide there for 2 days. See, he sat among them for 2 days. All because of who? That woman. Now, who did this for this woman? Anybody in the live chat? I ain't going to ask you. Christ, the Messiah. He did that. I love the way Yeshua can stand back and stand up when needed. He stood back and let Sister Deborah see Christ as I knew that he would, and who he is and what he is right here in this. Nobody on earth would preach it like that, because you can't see the mystery when the Father on the throne have not given it unto you. And verse 30. So when the Samaritan were come unto him, now they coming to him, they besought him, and he would tarry with them, and he abide there 2 days. That's beautiful, y'all. That's beautiful. And they weren't Jews. They were Samaritan. Wait a minute, Yeshua, you were supposed to go. Yeshua, you were supposed to take the disciples amongst the Jews. What happened? Deborah, that wasn't me. That was Christ. He could take them anywhere. Christ can take you anywhere that Yeshua cannot. And when Christ come on the scene, Yeshua has to back up a little bit and let him do what he does best. And that's what he did this day with this Samaritan. That's why he didn't come in the realm of how they say, Paul say a woman not supposed to speak, she's not supposed to do. Y'all came all out of the protocol. The protocol of man. And he showed you. And we don't see him for who he is, because we've been manipulated to see him a way of the flesh of a man. We serve the creature instead of the creator. So therefore, we cannot see him for who he is. That's why Yeshua said, if you only knew the gift of the Father, and you knew who had asked you, you would have given him that water. You would have given it to him. So he was like, you just don't know who he is. Yeshua said, I know who he is, but you don't know who asked you for that water. Right then, he was telling her, it ain't me asking you for water. It was the Christ asking you for water. Okay, so verse, and I like the idea how the Father allowed Yeshua to abide with them for 2 days, because don't forget now, Yeshua came to the Jews. As you were told, you've been teaching and they've been teaching and preaching that trash to you, huh? Mm-hmm. But he stayed with them for 2 days. Verse 41, and many more believed because of his own word. What do they mean? His own word. You see that word? Own word. Listen to what it says. And many believed because of his own word. You don't see words, right? You don't see an S behind it, because it's not words. It's not this book. It's the Father. The Father's own word brought salvation before them. So y'all should be able to, by now, because we in the end, by now you all should be able to read and be able to separate the Son of Man from the Son of Yah. You should be able to know who Yeshua is and who Christ is. And then you put them always together. Never divide them until you see and who's speaking. They don't know nothing about that, Deborah. You better be careful. You kind of give them give them more than they can handle. They ain't got nothing but drink. You better get them some water. Here, y'all. Here's some water. Drink some water. They can't handle that. They can't handle it because this stuff is spirit and truth with the light on. Okay. So verse 2 said, I like that though in 41. And many more believed because of his own word. See, when Yeshua came, he came as the blood sacrifice, as the lamb slaughtered before the foundation of the world. He come to lay down his life. But the Father was stepping down. Wrapped. This is the flesh in the flesh. The flesh was Yeshua. He was in Yeshua. And he came down with him. That's what it says. Yah with us, Emmanuel. What was he doing? What was he coming for? He come to bring the word. For he is the word. He come to bring his spirit. And most of all, he come to bring all power. Okay? So we missed him back in Genesis when he said, let us. That was his power that he was saying, let us now create man in our image. Who is that? We the same. My power, my right hand and my stretched out arm is my power. Is all power in the heavens and in the earth, Deborah. And they never caught it. Not even in the beginning. So here it goes when it says in 41, and many more believed because of his own word. That's when I know the Father's on the scene. You see, own word. So here we go in 42. And said unto the woman, now we believe, not because of thy saying, for we have heard him ourselves, and know that he indeed. Woo-wee! I love this, y'all. I love this. I love this. Listen to what he said. And know that he indeed the Christ, the Savior of the world. That's Christ, y'all. You notice you don't see Yeshua in that? Down here when she said the Messiah shall come, you notice you don't see Yeshua in that? You notice when she said, which one is it? In verse 29, you notice you don't see Yeshua in that? Because y'all don't know. They back then, the Samaritans, I think I'm pronounced right. They know how to separate Christ from the Son of Man. They know how. But y'all still today, 2024, still loony bird. Just out here, just in the name of Hamashiach, in the name of Jesus, in the name of Jesus. No, baby, can't nothing come down that way. You better pull up with that power and that word and that spirit of the Father. You better add that Christ to that thing. See, because what y'all did not know, Jesus was the sacrifice. He was the lamb that was slaughtered before the foundation of the world. So when he come down here, he's still that lamb. But who carried that lamb to the slaughter? Who had him wrapped around their shoulder? Who took him to the slaughter? Christ, the right hand of the Father, his power and his word. They came down here with Christ to take his butt to the cross. That's why he was in Gethsemane. And he said, take away this bitter cup. Oh, not my will, but thy will. Who you think he was talking to? He was talking to Christ. When he got up on that cross, why have thou, Abba, why have thou forsaken me? Who is he talking to? He was talking to Christ. Why? Because Christ, you cannot crucify him. He is the Father. They knew it. What's your problem? You see how sad it is today? You see how dark it has gotten? Samaritans knew he was the Messiah. But here today, you never knew. See, the Samaritans weren't talking about Yeshua. They was talking about Christ. Read verse 42. And said unto the woman, they checking her now, honey. They checking her. We believe not because of thy said. I love that. I love that. She believed because she had it in her. She was branded with belief. That's why she instant took on this water. Okay. They let her know that we believe, for we heard him ourselves and know that he is indeed, indeed, indeed the Christ. See, that's what something that a lot of people don't understand. When you understand who Christ is and you understand who Yeshua is, you can see where Christ is separate from Yeshua in the mission, but working the mission together for the Father, because they always say the Christ. Look back here in verse where is it at? In verse 25, when she said, which is called Christ. Okay, you see that? And then you get to verse 29. We still in the Gospel of John, chapter 4, and verse 29. You see her said them saying it, the men saying it, is not this the Christ. That shows you this a total different entity than Yeshua. But y'all don't get that. You're in the year 2024. When he said, if you miss Genesis chapter 1, you have missed the whole book, because we missed the power. We missed the word. We missed the spirit of who Yah really was, is, and shall be. So now we stand today, not even understanding what Sister Deborah is talking about. Have no idea the deepness of this mystery. One thing I will give credit and glory and honor to is the Most High Yah tonight. I give him credit because in spite of it all, he still allowed individuals to bring out his mystery. And it's to the measurement of, I'm not tuned in, Deborah, that they get it. They didn't get it then. I'm not expecting them to get it. But stay in the race. That's all it's about. It's staying in the race. And all throughout this, the Gospel of John, it was all about giving, giving, giving. And I thank the Father for the word give and gave, which the world detached love to it, and it has nothing to do with it. Because love take you away from really who the Creator is. He is give and gave. And this is why the world is the condition that it is in, because it denied the give and gave. The give and gave would take you a long way in the spirit realm. But it's not a place that everyone can go, because from the kingdom, he only made 2 gates. He didn't make 3 gates, 4 gates, 5 gates, only 2, the narrow and the broad. Each gate leads to a place, and the place that it leads is at the end. Okay, so these gates don't continue infinity. No. It has an end. Both gates ends, and the end is what is eternal. I truly believe throughout my time understanding the spirit of who Yah is, his power, his word, I realize it is important that the gate, it be 2 gates. It is important that those that carries the mystery understand. It's okay to understand that the narrow gate, you can't take nobody with you. It is as narrow as Yah said that it is. It is a place that one find. And he said, very few shall find. I cling to that, because when I'm teaching, I'm not teaching for people to get it. I'm teaching because I'm still in the race. And why I'm still in the race, when I get weary, like Yeshua was giving that example, he was at the well. He never did get the drink of water because he wasn't about the water. It was the water that was spiritual and not the natural water. I just taught that whole thing, and you would have never caught that it never was about the water. It was about the spiritual water that would give us eternal life. That's how narrow the gate is, to where you can be speaking for 2, 3, 4, 5 hours and they still won't get it, because they'll still only get it in the square box, and they won't come outside that box because they've been in that box for so long, believing everything that's in their flesh understanding, which is that box, that they can't see where he said the time shall come and the time is now. I like that when he said that to her, because he was telling her right now, baby, you finna gain something. And the time shall come where we shall worship him in spirit and in truth. And that time is still yet coming. Why? Because when we get to promised land, that's the only way we're going to be able to worship him. The only way is in spirit and truth. So what you see on the earth to now is he's still allowing his true vessels to bring the mystery out of these many of things. Not that one will find something that's lost. Y'all say ain't nothing lost, Deborah. Everything is plainly seen. Only thing can be lost is those that are lost in mind and in heart and in spirit. Outside of that, ain't nothing lost. Everything is plainly seen. And when the heart is not eager or not yearning, not even, it don't even have to be yearning, but want the things of the spirit, then people, all they want is what is of the flesh, and let them rest therein. Because if I say, the Father said to me, if I say it is finished, it is finished. It's not time to make the crooked straight. Why would one be crooked all this time and now want to get straight? They want to get straight enough to fake and to say that they're in that spirit walk or they're in that realm. 99.9 don't even understand what the right hand and the stretched out arm is. And guess what? Sister Deborah gonna need that bad boy in the days to come and throughout the journey itself. That stretched out arm and that right hand and that stretched out arm, they don't even know what that is. They don't even know that's attached to Christ. They don't know that though. They don't understand the power of Yah. They don't understand the word of who he is. They don't understand he is a spirit. They don't understand he is give and gave. So if you have a wicked heart of greed and selfish, and he said when you give out a willingly heart. So he already know that when people give, leave them alone, because their heart is not right. They don't give out a willingly heart. So the Father said it ain't worth a dime in his eyesight if it's not a cheerful giver, a willingly heart. Why would giving be so cheerful, Father? Y'all tell me, why would giving be so cheerful? Why would giving be so willingly? Because I am, Deborah. I am. Because I am a cheerful giver. I am a willingly giver. Because I am. But you can't make people be what they are and portray to represent who I am. It was given to them before the foundation of the world. And if you're seeing it in these dark days where people are greed, selfish, self-centered, pride and boast, like 2 Timothy chapter 3 spoke of, let them be there. Let them rest therein. Because that's their resting place, Deborah. Let them rest there. Let them reside there. So I say, I appreciate each and every last one of you all in the live chat. I hope you got something out of it. And I'm going to tell you, if you didn't, it wasn't for you. Okay? Very powerful. The way I put it to you is the way the Father was showing it to me. And I had to stop up in verse 9 because I began to tell him, I remember this being taught in the wilderness. But what he was giving me today, he was capping it, coming on top of it. He showed me so much in that. I was like, but wow, I mean, hold up. This one about no water? Why you shoe over there? He said, find out what weary mean. That don't mean thirsty. He wasn't looking for no water. She wasn't looking for no water. Both of them left with no water. So you really believe that this was about water? No, I knew it was the spiritual water. But the way you got the Gospel of John chapter 4 broke down, hey, Father, there's a lot of treasures in there. A lot of mystery. He said, yeah. But you think they're going to get it? Pull it out there. And I just did. It's so much in the Gospel of John, chapter 4. Go over it again, and you might see all of what I'm talking about. It is so much involved to where we have missed the Messiah on the scene amongst us Samaritans. And you didn't hear him, you didn't hear Yeshua saying, well, okay, women are to keep quiet. Wait a minute, we only supposed to go out to the Jews. What happened, Yeshua? Oh, Deborah, when Christ step on the scene, everything goes. I know it. That's the way I come to know Christ. When he step on the scene, everything got to stand down, even Yeshua. See, y'all don't know nothing about that, because y'all didn't know that was him in Genesis, creating everything. Y'all didn't know that, did you? No, you still don't know it. See, everything was created by the word and the power. See, nobody don't know nothing about that. Yeshua is not the power, nor is he the word. So we know it's the Father all the time. So I, Sister Deborah, appreciate each and every last one of you tuning in. And I'm going to say I must go, but I will be back. I appreciate everybody in the live chat, and I really hope that you got something out of it. And if you didn't, go back in it and see it. And you can see the beauty of the spiritual realm sitting right in the Gospel of John, chapter 4. Beautiful. Never, like I said, didn't have nothing about the water, only the living water. It didn't have nothing about her getting water. And the beauty of it is, all this time you hear these Hebrew Israelites talking about women shut up. Wait a minute, hold up. You sure didn't tell women to shut up. You know why? Because Christ was on the scene. You sure didn't even tell her when we're not supposed to be, I'm not supposed to be talking to Jews. I mean, we're Samaritan, not supposed to be talking to Jews. Didn't he tell his disciples to go out to the Jews? What's going on here? Christ on the scene. So I want to introduce y'all today to something you really don't know about, and that's Christ. When you really get to know who he is, then that's your way to your life. That's your way to stepping into spirit and truth, is when you know who Christ is. And when you don't know, you lost with a cause and without. You're going to live and die not knowing. As Hosea, I think it's Hosea 4, Hosea 4 and 6, or 6 and 4. My people, they perish due to what, Deborah? Knowledge. Knowledge. Spiritual knowledge. They don't know nothing about it, Deborah. Because they reject it. So that's why he said to me, you in 2024, don't be bent up and down because they don't get it. They don't get it because it wasn't meant for them to get it. But you keep on running in the race, because the race is running in you. Shalom and shalom.